it's really hard to, to identify the exact day, but I'd say about 15 years ago, maybe around 2010, and through Father Paul Glynn, who knew Amina. So when Father Paul Glynn mentioned about Amina doing NVC, and then I was also interested in interreligious dialogue, so I also got in touch with your mom. So practically, it's really Amina, my first ballet encounter with someone who really went through the training. First of all, I mean, as a Christian, this is really at the heart of my faith, love. And I think NVC is a way of love instead of way of peace, way of love. So I thought it's very close to my heart. It's very close to my conviction also. Not just as a Christian, but as a person. I believe that we are created for peace, for love. Therefore, NVC, I found NVC a very powerful tool in making that real, okay? In applying that, to day-to-day interactions. Treating others kindly and treating others compassionately, for me, is a key to peace. If you say you love someone and then you're harsh in your speech, I mean, that's not love, no? If you say, yeah, I would like to serve, but then you don't know how to speak kindly, you don't know how to relate with respect, then of what use is that service when you end up hurting, So that's my conviction. To continue learning. Yeah, I think primarily it's my work here in the seminary. I am primarily tasked to accompany seminarians, in their formation towards the priesthood. And this really requires in-depth listening, okay? And that particular commitment to accompany seminarians towards becoming priests who are capable of understanding themselves, listening to themselves and their experiences, would also lead them to listen and understand other people's stories. So that would be first, and secondly, Sarah, it is very related to the need for peace now. There's just so much trouble, and even though I am not really directly involved with interreligious dialogue, I have always been an advocate of it. I've always been part of all the activities related to that. No? So I really believe that NVC is really a powerful tool towards improving the way we relate with each other and listening to one another with respect, with kindness, with empathy, I would say is key really to building peace. So ba, dinagko kaayong isgutanan sa kalinaw, sa peace. But then, the way we relate, I think is really the foundation. It's the beginning of that. The surprising or interesting aspect really is its simplicity. No, I mean, it's not that I've never learned how to communicate well or to listen. Since my training has to do with listening, my discipline has been about accompaniment, through spiritual direction or counseling. But when I learned NVC, I really like the emphasis on empathy and listening from the heart, and to give also from the heart. I mean, nothing could be as simple as that, but it's not easy. This is what is very surprising, The simplest happens also to be the most difficult to do because people take it for granted, Akong nakita, Sarah, para bang ang dami ng iniisip. There's so many wonderful concepts. There's so many terms, philosophical, theological, ang dami na. And then forgetting the basics of listening from the heart, receiving from the heart, you know. That's what really surprised me. And I said, God, how could we have missed this? You know, something very basic and something that can be done even by children. And people have been teaching so many things and failed to teach people how to listen and to receive with love, with empathy. As a formator, specifically as a formator, um, really to deepen my sense of I'd say sensitivity, you know, with regard to listening to people's stories, you know, and to become more intentional in my application of NVC. You know, I think intentionality is really my goal. You know, to learn to apply the elements, to learn to apply the principles and not to get stuck with I have learned in the past. You know, there's so many learning. So to combine, okay, to combine what I have learned and to apply also the principles of NVC where applicable. You know, not just in my professional work, but even in my interaction with ordinary people, to use it as much as I can. You know, and as I really appreciate my having learned the principles of NVC through you, you know, and that even deepens my conviction that NVC is for all kinds of people, regardless of religion, you know, and culture. Yeah, very much so. You know, as I said to you, as a person, I have always been committed to this kind of living. You know, uh, being gentle to other people, being respectful. Kana gyud, no? It's always been there. But this one, the great benefit is that now um, there are really concrete principles and tools that I can use, you know, systematically and also consistently because of its simplicity, you know, and it just have to be. I just have to apply it to apply it really to be really conscious, to be really intentional in my application of it. It will really benefit me personally because I will be less judgmental. I'll be more open. I'll be less rigid and be more flexible. You know, because I think NVC would really require a lot of humility, a lot of patience, and a lot of flexibility with regard to learning from other people. It's not just me who has a story to tell. You know, other people have a story to tell, and the greatest love I can show them is to listen to their story, you know, with respect, with empathy, with kindness. No, no, not at all. Never too late, you know. It would be beneficial if you started early, but I say never too late because the primary qualification is not degree, is not even experience, but desire, but the need and the motivation to promote peace, to promote respect, understanding, you know, to live out whatever good values or virtues we have as persons. So therefore, who would be too old for that, you know, when that is something we share, you know? So it's for all.